Welcome to Wiggy's here in Grand Junction, Colorado, western slope of Colorado. There's an awful lot of places around here within less than an hour drive where you can get lost in the mountains. Now we can go inside and see the factory. Now in our showroom, and you can see we just have things displayed, and we're listening to my puppy Cookie. Here we have a Superlight. There's an Ultimate Tule. It's actually an overbag, the Superlight inner bag that we made for the Air Force that closes with a hook and loop. Purple bag here, that's a Superlight. The blue one is the desert bag. Now this green one has a center zipper. The Marine Corps came out with a center zip bag a few years ago, so the Marine could get out in about 10 seconds. You have to get out in a hurry. We use what is known as a breakaway zipper. It just comes right past the top of one side, then the zipper opens up, and in less than 10 seconds you can be out of the bag with the bivvy. We have sold a lot of these to Special Forces. We have not sold any, to the best of my knowledge, to the Marines. Hypothermia bag. This is the first Wiggy bag made. This I made in the early 70s, maybe 70, 71. When I started Wiggy's, I said, I'm going to make fishnet long johns. So that's the top, and that's the bottom. We'll make it in black and white. This picture was taken at base camp, which is 12,000 feet, and I had been out in the blizzard for 3 days. So that is a graphic example of how well the fishnet long johns work. Our waders. This has become one of the most popular products that I've ever made. You put them on, cross the stream, you take them off, put them back in your little stuff sack. They're made from waterproof ripstop nylon. This is called a leg jacket. It's like chaps. And you just put them on over your jeans, zip them down, and you will have warm legs. This is the Antarctic Porker. Second to nothing as the warmest parka in the world. Supply it to dog mushers, hunters, people that just want to stay warm, people that live in Chicago. And here we have 4 different models of backpack that we import from an Australian company. And a new product, a Lamilite Insulated Boot. Here's the boot made by Belleville Boot Company in Belleville, Illinois. It has top grain leather, Lamilite insulation, Vibram sole, temperatures down at 5-10 degrees. Feet don't get cold, they don't retain any moisture, and they don't retain any odor. And we also have Lamilite socks. When you wear them with these boots, you're good to about 10 below zero. We're now ready to go into the only factory in the United States that manufactures sleeping bags. So just follow me. There's all the materials that have been prepped to make bags, which starts right at these 2 machines. And right is where we do the processing to make Lamilite and the cutting and sewing. Here is one of our warehouses where we keep all of the Climate Shield, which is then turned into Lamilite. And you can see how these rolls are vacuum packed. And now I'm going to show you what happens when you open it up to put it through the laminating operation. That's taken out of the sleeve. So you can see how it expands just the short amount of time it took for me to open it. They're threading the fiber down onto the nylon. The laminating machine itself I built in 1977. The adhesive is being applied to the nylon in the spray box. Then the nylon picks up the fiber, and what comes off the machine is now Lamilite. What is being cut now is the linings for the boat foot bag. Which is a pattern that I made 30 years ago. We're looking at the two machine operators that start the process. This machine, all the shells are being made. This machine, all of the linings are being prepared. This is the inspection area. Every product is inspected before it's ever packaged. Here's our inventory. This is the reason when people call up looking for a product and need it out tomorrow, you just come back here and pull it out. When the military needs a dozen or 2 dozen bags because some group is deploying, there's never a problem. What I have in my hand is a cutting of the Lamilite insulation and a bucket of water. There is no other insulating material on the planet that you can do this with and have the same result. If it gets wet, it means nothing in terms of lack of performance. Now you can see the water is just running out. The end result is that the thickness of the insulation really hasn't changed. And this is something that has been demonstrated by campers basically for 28 years that I've been making the Wiggy bags. I maintain that there is nothing in the world even remotely close to the Lamilite as an insulating medium. And it really doesn't make any difference what you make with it. And there is no other product in the world that will perform in this manner. Here is a new product that we're producing, and some of you may have seen it on the website. Flame retardant. But now I'm making insulated fire retardant underwear. Now I'm going to take this little cigarette lighter and show you something that you cannot do with any other flame retardant material that I've ever seen. Try and get it to burn, and now I grabbed it as fast as I could. and there's no heat. And you cannot do that with any other material that I know of. This underwear that you wear as a first layer is going to protect you from anything and everything that might go through the clothing that you're wearing. So that's the newest activity for Wiggy's. What I've seen over the past 5 years is a very, very steady growth with customers who want to buy an American-made product. I make the best product of its type. I think is secondary to a lot of these people. They would like to buy American-made. And I built the laminating machine that you've seen. I trade named the product Lamilite because it was light in weight and laminated. The products have proven beyond question to outperform everything else of its type over the years. People crossing streams, you get this pair of waders, fits in a little stuff sack. You put them on, you cross the stream, take them off, put them into a little stuff sack. And I've slowly added things to the product mix. We make the warmest clothing in the world. We make the warmest handwear in the world. Our footwear is the warmest in the world. The customer base keeps growing. Nothing that has come into the industry as an insulating medium has even come close to Lamilite. Chopped staple fiber came into the marketplace in 1960, 61, and when it did, it was the synthetic alternative to down. So in the 1980s, when Albany International put their Primaloft on the market as a synthetic alternative to down, they were a day late and a dollar short. And it has perpetually shown that it is not even close to being as good as continuous filament fiber. 3M came out with their Thinsulate. Another disaster. We now have Lamilite insulated boots. The Lamilite insulated boot does not have any Gore-Tex in it. It doesn't have, obviously, Thinsulate in it. Everybody I've ever spoken with for years has told me in no uncertain terms they have cold feet even though they have Thinsulate Gore-Tex lined boots. The reason they have cold feet is because they're retaining the moisture inside the boot. And when that moisture gets cool, their feet get cold. And the reality is, you want to get rid of the moisture. And when you have Gore-Tex and Thinsulate, the moisture stays there. You wear a wool sock. It absorbs the moisture and it doesn't get out of it. So now you have the wool absorbing heat from your skin as well as the moisture in the wool absorbing heat. So you have cold feet. The Lamilite boots, you can wear them all day long from 40 degrees to 100 degrees without any socks at all. And all the moisture that your foot generates goes through the insulation, goes through the leather. When the temperature drops down to below 40 degrees, you put on the Lamilite sock. When you put on the Lamilite sock, all the moisture goes through the sock, which then goes through the insulation, and then goes through the boot, and it's out. And you are fine until about 10 or 15 below zero. Once you start going below that, you need the overboot that we make. And if you really want to go cold, 40, 50, 60 below zero, you wear the mucklucks. People think it's really wonderful that the price is where it is because they have heard so many good things about the products and then they see the prices. There's no middleman. I'm not selling to retailers. Now, we also are the major supplier to the United States military. Our bags are used primarily by special forces. So there are a great many individual soldiers in all of the different services that buy Wiggy bags out of their own pocket. This is not something that is restricted to the military. Everything that I make is available to consumers. We're the only manufacturer of sleeping bags in the country. Have a good camping trip, everybody.